In this video, we're going to learn what the binomial distribution formula is and how to use it. Okay, so binomial probability questions are situations where we have repeated trials of the same event and we want to know what the probability is of a certain number of successes. So it's easiest to approach this if you've got an example. So suppose that I was throwing shots, trying to get a basketball in the net, and I know that I get it in 40% of the time in general. I'm about to take 10 shots and I want to know what's the probability, for example, that I get 6 of them in. Well, I know that I have a 40% chance on each shot. So 40% of 10 is 4, but I'm not necessarily going to get that because I might be particularly lucky or particularly unlucky. So let's have a look at what the binomial formula is and how we can use it to answer that question. So the binomial probability formula is this. The probability that the number of successes I have, like the number of times I get the ball in the basket, being a certain number, is the number of ways it could happen. I'll talk about this in a second, which is the number of trials choose the number of successes, multiplied by the probability of success to the power of the number of times it will happen, multiplied by the probability of failure to the power of the number of times that happened. Now, if you're anything like me, when you look at that for the first time, you think, wow, that looks pretty confusing. So let's break it down, because in the end, it's actually very intuitive. So in the situation I described, I'm going to have 10 shots. Now, and I know that the probability of getting each one in is 40%. Now we have a way of writing that, and it's this. The number of successful shots I get in has a binomial distribution, and I have 10 attempts, and the probability that I get each shot in is 0.4. So this terminology, this little squiggle here, I think it's called a tilde, just means that we've got a certain distribution. So the number of shots I get in has a distribution. The B stands for binomial. So it's got a distribution, it's a binomial distribution. And the numbers in here are called our parameters. And this one here is the number of trials. So the first thing here is the number of attempts, but we usually say the number of trials. We use that term trials. So that's how many shots I have. And then the parameter here is the probability of success. And success in my case is getting the ball in the basket. So if I wanted to work out what's the probability, for example, that I got, I don't know, let's say 3 shots in. So that would be a kind of bad day because I normally get 40% in, or rather my probability of getting each one in is 40%. But what's the probability to get 3 in? Well, it's this. It's the number of different ways that I could get 3 in out of 10. Now, what does that mean? Well, I could get the first 3 in and then miss the next 7, or I could get the first one in and the last 2 in. There are loads of different ways. How many different ways? Well, it's 10 choose 3. Now, 10 choose 3 is a function. It's the choose function. It tells you the answer to that question. How many ways are there to get 3 successes out of 10? And I multiply that by the probability of success, which is 0.4, multiplied, to the power of 3, because if I got the ball in the net 3 times, then this success event, which has probability of 0.4, must have happened 3 times. But I also, if I got it in 3 times, I must have failed the remaining 7 times. So the probability of failure is 0.6 because the probability of success is 0.4, 1 minus that is 0.6. And that must have happened 7 times because here are my 3 successes and here are my 7 failures. Now, key all of this into the calculator and we get our answer. So let's have a look at how we would do this on the Casio Class Whiz calculator. Okay, so here's my digital calculator. So I would first use the choose button, so 10 choose, and choose is here, it's above the divide, so shift and then divide. 10 choose 3. So that tells me how many different ways I could achieve 3 from 10. And by the way, that's 120. But then I've got to multiply that by 0.4 to the power of 6. So it's my number of successes to the power of how many successes I had. And I multiply that by the probability of failure to the power of 7, because there were 7 failures. If I had 3 that went in, then 7 didn't. And here's my answer, 0.215, let's say. So 0.215. Okay, so there's our formula. It kind of looks nasty, but if you think about it as the number of ways that it can happen, which is just your number of attempts, number of trials, choose your number of successes, multiplied by probability of success to the power of the number of successes, multiplied by probability of failure to the power of number of failures. That's how to think about it. We're going to do lots of examples now so you get a sense of what's going on. Okay, let's have a look at this example. So Bim and Joe play each other at badminton, and for each game, independently of all the others, the probability that Bim loses is 0.2. Find the probability that in 9 games, Bim loses exactly 3 of them. Okay, the first thing to do is just describe our distribution. If I flip backwards, this was me describing the distribution. Okay, all of that stuff there. So just as a reminder, that was saying that the number of successes I have has a binomial distribution. We put the number of attempts here, it was 10 shots at the basketball, and probability of success here. Okay, so for Bim here, we can say the number of times that Bim loses, we can always call it x, has a binomial distribution. And how many attempts are there? Well, they play 9 games. There's 9 trials. And now what's the probability on each time? Well, I used the word success in my previous video. That could, previous slide. That could be a touch confusing because it's not about what's good and what's bad. It's about what we're counting. So a success is just when the thing that we're counting happens. Like in the last one, it was I got the ball in the net. In this case, we're counting how many times Bim loses. So a success is going to be Bim loses. So the probability of that happening is 0.2. So there are my parameters, number of trials and the probability of the thing we're counting happening, the probability of Bim losing. So what's the probability that the number of losses is 3? Well, it's the number of trials, which is 9, choose the number of successes, or times it happens, 3, multiplied by the probability of the thing we're counting to the power of the number of times it should happen, multiplied by the probability of it not happening, of Bim not losing, which is 0.8, to the power of the number of times that must happen. Well, if he loses 3, it means he doesn't lose on 6 occasions. So there is everything keyed in, and now all we need to do is go to our calculator, do 9, choose 3, times 0.2 cubed, times 0.8 to the power 6, and we get 0.1762. And always go for at least 3 significant figures on a probability question. All right, so hope that's been clear so far. I'm going to go through some more examples in the next video, just so you get a stronger sense of how this formula works.